right. So I did a video, actually quite a few videos responding to people and when they say something about why women think men aren't this and that. And I just want to use this divorce court case to show what kind of men that women will choose on a consistent basis, and then make those complaints. Now, before I started midway to cut through most of it, and I just want to give some background. Is the guy pretty much is a deadbeat, but somehow he has 9 kids, and he continues to find women that will allow him to make them with them. So, go.
Because I carry all the burden. Like, he got paid $500. First of all, he didn't even tell me he got the check. He said he did, but I missed that whole thought process. He had got it. I just was $150 short. Called him. He said, oh, I got that. He brought it to me, complained about it, so I threw him $30 more back. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, it's like he don't even think in his head, this man works both work 7 days a week. You're telling me you can't bring $25, $30 home. If you make daily money, you should bring something home daily to us, because I pay all the bills. All the other money that was supposed to come through ain't came through. So I've been fitting it, broke. I work 2 jobs now since he left the house to take care of me and kids that are not even mine. And mines. And it's not fair for him to party, buy shoes, buy clothes, drink, and have fun, fix his car, where then he complain about the cars and complain about this, but that's the only responsibility I actually put on him. I figure if I pay the rent, I pay the lights, the gas, the water, trash, food, all that. I stop cooking, I stop cleaning, I stop doing all of that. You don't want to do nothing, I ain't got to do my job either. It's not fair.
Now, rightfully, her response was, I'm going to make it more difficult. I'm not going to meet certain expectations, but she had 3 kids with him already. I'm pretty sure he was this selfish. I'm pretty sure he was this nonchalant from the very beginning. That men very rarely don't show you red flags. Not saying that they don't sell you a dream, but they very rarely don't show you any red flags. Now remember, he came into this relationship with a handful of kids. I'm pretty sure she saw signs of him not taking care of him then, but still popped out 3 more for him.
Mr. Upchurch, your response to that?
I always give whatever I can.
Whatever I can. Can your children eat whatever you can?
When they ask me for food, I mean, she asked me to buy my kids something to eat, I go and get them something to eat.
Don't you feel an obligation to be a substantial breadwinner and contributor to the household in which you have children? You don't feel obligated like that?
I do. That's why.
But you don't do
it's
it.
Not like, well, if
I don't ask, it don't help. It's like
that's what
he
I'm
don't.
saying.
Yeah.
Now, if she don't ask, it don't help. But it don't help.
Why should she have to ask? You know what the light bill is. You know what the rent is. You know how many kids are in the house. Why should she have to ask?
You should just be general. Here, babe, this should go towards it.
Ms. Upchurch.
I'm sorry.
I see a little bit of why he ain't home. So just not that he's right, but I can see it a little bit. We have Queen Walker here. This is your daughter, and I want you to come forward, please. What do you see Mr. Upchurch's contribution to the home being?
He's not there.
He's not there?
No. And I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for all 12 of us, because we grew up like that. It ain't no, I'm my mama's child. No, that's my father.
Right.
So when you got an 8-year-old sister and a 4- and 5-year-old sister coming to you like, I don't even got no parents. My daddy not home.
Mr. Upchurch, did you hear what she just said? Does that bother you at all?
Well, I'm trying to get a business, my things together to be successful and to take care of my family. I mean, it's not like, you know, I don't have plans. I'm not putting no kind of nothing in process.
Part of it.
Listen. Let me tell you something.
Listen to his responses. He obviously is not trying to do the things that he said he's doing. But yet, not only did I say what I said about earlier about the kids, but he's actually living with his new girlfriend while they're going through this. She wants him back. from the girl that he's living with now instead of living with and taking care of his family. You can't do a constant pick guys like this and then, because think about it, the 9 kids that he had, or 12 I think that he has, what are they going to grow up and be, and what are they going to grow up to expect, and how are they going to operate in their relationships? This is the cycle that we talk about that people like to ignore. His kids don't have really much of a chance to break the cycle that he started for them. But yet, 20 years from now, what are people going to say about his kids? Ain't shit, don't try to do nothing, don't try to make things better. This is what they had to work with.
You're talking that nonsense to the wrong woman. My father was very successful, but his behind was always home. At the end of the day, he might go early, come back late, but he was concerned about his wife and his children, and all of his money came to the house. All of his money came to us. All of his money was about what we needed and what we wanted, and his duties and his provisions, it was all about us. We didn't have to wonder, where's Daddy? We didn't have to wonder, does Daddy love us? There was no issue. So what I'm asking you is, how can you feel at all like a man of value when you are letting your family down in so many different ways?
Because they treat him like value. If he has all his wants and needs met, does he have to do anything else to feel like he's valued? Because the same excuses he's coming here with, he's going back to the other lady with. So what value doesn't he have? He got to have some kind of value if women keep putting value on him.
Well, I be pulled a lot of different ways. I mean, like, I got a lot of kids. I try.
But they're all at our house. They're not at the other house.
You ain't living with any of your kids, are you?
Right. She don't got no kids. She ain't even part of the
You living with somebody who has no kids.
Man.
She got kids.
Wow. Okay.
She got kids.
There's something that's really bothering Queen, and she wants to talk about it. So the next thing I'm going to do is allow Queen to express herself.
He always not coming on time. It's always, I don't want to do this with y'all. Walk off, leave.
You're not an involved father. How would you feel if your spouse was never around to help take care of your children? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. Queen, I understand you have some things on your heart that you would like to share with him.
Okay, so the first one, like, why do you be a father to other people's kids more than your own?
Who fathering? Who am I fathering though? Don't nobody.
Okay, so for instance, my little sister
their kids don't
go to school. So
his response was to the question, "Why are you a father to other people than your biological father?" And his response was, "I'm not a father to anybody." He has 9 kids. 9.
for instance, one of my sisters, they went to school. So him and another one of his girls and their kids went out, had a little outing. They took pictures. They had fun. They did all of that. Every event we have, he always late. He always not coming on time. It's always, I don't want to do this with y'all. Walk off, leave.
Why does he do? Here's why he does, and why he does things for the other woman when her kids aren't even his. It sounds like a case of she needs a man so bad she hires him to do nothing besides show up when it's picture time, so she can feel like some sort of a complete family. And again, earlier, this was value on him because the bar set really low. So he's applauded. He's, very accepted for the very little that he brings to the table, if any at all. And again, what need does he have to change if y'all don't require him to change?
Because you got a disrespectful little and y'all.
But he not always there.
Oh, you. Okay.
But he not always there.
You're not an involved father, being a defender and a protector.
It's like the peoples they choose to bring around me are the peoples that are not for us. So
I understand that, but you're
why
in
did you put me in this situation?
Because you didn't raise them right.
Y'all want to do?
You didn't
and
raise
call
them.
me when it's just me, you and my family, you and my kids.
Yeah,
don't call me when you got everybody and they crap going on. Call me when you out with our kids.
I don't want to be around my kids if there's anybody besides my kids. This is a valid excuse to him. And she wants him back. Just remember that. She wants him back. That's value to him. He doesn't have to change because she just wants him back. He has 2 households in which he's valued for really just his existence. Think about that.
It's not with our
I got you.
Crap.
You know, you don't know. Hey, please have a seat, Queen. We're going to move forward. I'm going to say what I got to say, and then I'm going to leave it alone. What would you do if your spouse started staying out all night and not coming home? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Life is not fair.
Sure ain't. It's not.
Lots of time it ain't no fun. But the only thing you can control is what you can control, and you can control yourself. If what you want is him, what you need to do is get people who don't belong in the house out of the house. Now, I personally wouldn't be bothered because he's demonstrated to me that he's not committed. And part of the reason that your house is in chaos is he didn't do his dad thing when he was supposed to back in the day. I brought a dude in my house, my father, they'd still be looking for my body parts. You know, but that was the father's gig. The fact that you had to, but back from the day, from baby on, you have to be there constant and steady and on it. And he didn't do that. So he reaped some of this. But I'm saying if you want him back, which I wouldn't, but if you want him back, you gotta solve that. You have to be the author of your own story. True. And
even that won't bring him back because he knows the standards there are higher. I don't know how Judge Toler missed that, but that's the case. He has demonstrated, and they have demonstrated in the whole, that he's with someone who he shows much more joy being with than being with his actual biological family. So her kicking people out of the house obviously was just an excuse that he's using. He's not coming back unless the standards where he is, as they always do, suddenly increase when she's tired of just having this existence and realizing that she wants more. Then and only then will his wife get her husband back from whatever lady this is.
To give up, and it's okay.
And you have to shut up, too.
I know, right?
She won't do that.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to give you information that'll give you what you want, even if I don't think it's rational. But you can't hear. You can't listen. I know you're under a lot of stress. I know a lot is going on in your house, and you're upset and you're angry, but you can't learn. You can't change. And until you can learn and change, your circumstances won't change. You'll just be loud in the same mess that you're already in. You can't engage in the joyous process of creating children and not stick around to care for the children you create. This is what happens to you when you do bare minimum. This is what happens to you when you have a whole lot of kids and no structure and no capacity and no interest in making them their primary social life. This is what happens. And you have to own it. You have to deal with it. If I were you, I don't know, there was this song about if you don't love me, let me go. Let her go.
I ain't never gonna tell nobody I don't love my wife. I love my wife.
No.
But if you're not going to treat her right, if you're going to just cause her pain and heartache and running off with other women and throwing a couple dollars here and there, that's so hurtful to her soul. It makes her feel like nothing. It makes her feel like she's not valuable. It makes you feel she's under pressure. She's under stress. She can't move forward. She can't find joy because she's still begging you to be just some kind of husband and a father, and that's terrible. You need to be man enough to say, hey, this is what I can. If I'm going to be your husband, I'm going to be your husband. Or if I can't be your husband, I'm going to be man enough to walk off. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do. This matter is adjourned.
Walk off the way,
So he didn't really take much responsibility back there. Is it time to just move on and give up?
I wish him the best.
Do you think Judge Lynn got through to him?
Nope, but she didn't to me.
And what are you going to walk away with today, then?
I need to shut up.
So, anything you want to say that
I mean,
you have a chance to?
women gonna say what they want to say, so especially man, she talk too much. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
As you see, he took no ownership and then didn't learn anything. But as you see from after the show, she didn't leave. She didn't leave. She says it's better co-parent. If he came back, he'd be back. Plain and simple.